If you could only pick one. That's such a loaded question because you know what? It's never like that. You always have choices. But anyway, we're going to play along. It's from Noah in Indianapolis. And Noah writes, as somebody just getting started in the audiophile journey, I really appreciate the information you provide in this video series. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for sharing with us your passion and your wisdom. Passion, yes. Wisdom, I don't know. Anyway, if you were starting to build a system from scratch and could only splurge on one high-end device, like a BHK or a DirectStream, while using more affordable devices like Stellar for the rest of the system, would you choose to invest more in the source, preamp, or amp? What's the best foundation for a new system? Thanks for all you do. Well, my pleasure, sir. My standard answer has always been start with the loudspeakers. Put your money into loudspeakers because if you don't have good loudspeakers, the rest of it doesn't matter as much. Now, I know that goes in direct opposition to quite a number of people who believe the opposite, that if you can't get it off the source, then what difference does it make how good the speakers are, right? I mean, there are two different kinds of logic, and I'm not going to bother going into that right now because I'd like to answer this question specifically. So, go with speakers. End of story. Now, I will go back and specifically answer your question. Let's say I already had a great set of speakers, a wonderful foundation. Would I go for a power amp or a preamp or a DAC? Where would I put the money and then average out the rest of it in the meantime until I could build my system? Well, as always, it's never quite a simple answer. And here's why. Much depends on what you are attempting to do. If your intention is to, over time, build a reference quality system, if that's your goal, like I'm going to spend the next 3 years saving my money, buying products as I can in the effort to build this system that eventually I'll have and love and cherish, then my answer would be this one. If it was, I am only going to invest X amount of dollars, and this is going to be my system for a while, so what's the biggest bang for the buck? Then my answer would be over here, okay? So let's examine both, because it's important. And when you call us at PS Audio, when you talk with our experts upstairs, and we encourage you to do it, whether you're interested in our products or not, these are the kind of questions they're always going to ask you. Well, what are you trying to accomplish? What do you want? You know, what's it for? Because that way we can guide you towards getting what you want, right? So if you were building a solid foundation, I would very boringly start at the beginning of the chain with the power. Because if you're building a foundation, just like having a great set of speakers, you're going to have great AC power because everything you do afterwards is going to be affected by that power. So I would invest in a power plant. And up from there, I would invest in a power amplifier. Now, the problem with those is they're a little boring. They don't give you as much like, whoa, bling, but they're so necessary. If you can get the power right, if you can get the AC power perfected with a regenerator, if you can get the amplifier to not blink when it's passing a signal and driving your speakers to perfection, then everything else you do in between, from the source to the preamp, etc., is going to make an honest, big difference. Okay? So that's advice A. Advice B, looking for biggest bling, bang for the buck, go for a DAC. Because DACs, first off, the technology is rapidly changing. You'll get it, assuming that your running a digital system, which you had mentioned. If you're into vinyl, get a great vinyl preamp. Like our Stellar is you hook that Stellar phono-stage up, it's mind-blowing. I can tell you story after story of people just going, holy crap, listen to this. Their whole system's, transformed. So that big bling kind of thing, you want to take whatever your source is and whatever is controlling, whether it's a phono preamp or whether it's a DAC in a digital system, and that's what you want to upgrade, because you'll get the biggest instant bang for the buck from doing that. And then later on, you can change out and do the other things I mentioned. All right. Hope that's not too convoluted. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And thanks for the question. Bye.